Hey guys, I'm like so mad. But before I start, please like and subscribe to my channel. It's crazy because I did like a whole hour just now up on the live just to realize, wow, I didn't even go live. Y'all, child. Whew, I love y'all. But today was kind of one of them little awkward days today anyway. So I'm not surprised that I would just still not talk for like a whole hour, and it wasn't feeling me because I had, how you just have some of those hiccup days. Today was like one of those days, like a little stagnant up in a day. I can't explain it, but you just know how like you just have like an offbeat day, and I'm like, wow, what is it? Where whew, it was a long day today. I'm just telling you, like from my dentist appointment to I had to go run and go get my daughter from school because one of the kids had COVID, right? One of the kids had COVID, so I had to run out. I had to go run out and go and get my baby. And then they're like, "Oh, she can't graduate tomorrow." I'm like, "Man, she can't attend her graduation." So I had to go run to the doctor, go get her tested. Then it was just so much forgetful things. It was just so much stagnant. So me just doing this whole live just now, and it wasn't filming. It doesn't surprise me. But I said some good stuff. But I'm gonna try to repeat everything I might have said previously to just not what I just said. So let's get right into it. So these are some good things that you might need for your household during this economy and everything that's going on with the food shortage and everything that's happening right now. So these are just some great tools that you need up in your household. And like I was watching other, YouTubers and bloggers, and they gave me some great tips. And I'm like, hey, these guys and these women are onto something, and I need to really get my ass on board. Okay. So I'm like, okay, let me go get into it. Okay. It was the one thing which I couldn't agree with this person more because I literally experienced this 2 months ago. My daughter had cut her arm open and she had to go get stitches. She was jumping up on the bed, hit the corner, child blood everywhere. I had to go panic. I was panicking. Had to go run to the doctor, and like that's what they were saying. Like at the doctor, I mean at the hospital, like they was just having a shortage upon equipment. So I'm watching other bloggers and they just going saying the same thing. Like a lot of hospitals that's up in different cities, they don't have like IVs, gauze, certain tools that they need to treat their patient. So these are just a couple of items that you just might want to have on deck in case your hospital can treat you, and they just don't have the tools because that's what's going to eventually happen. If they don't have the tools and the necessities to treat you, they're going to turn you back. And we really experienced that during the pandemic. I mean, I remember like I couldn't even go into the doctor office if it wasn't something major or me having or one of us having COVID, like anything else, you couldn't even go to the doctor. Like you couldn't even go up in there. Like even for a doctor's appointment and you was pregnant, you can't come. Like if it's not nothing major, you cannot get it in the doctor's office. So we have experienced that firsthand. So these are just some great items you want to have up in your household. Okay, let's get into it. We have gauze. Okay, we have the gauze on deck. Okay, this is just a great item that you might need up in your household. Just in case somebody might cut themselves, wound themselves, you have gauze up on hand. Okay, you have gauze up on deck. Just to have covered their wounds and just to secure the wound. Just to have this up on deck in case anything happen. Okay, okay, must have gauze tape because nothing worse than you got an open wound, you got gauze, but you have nothing to tape it with. So just have a couple of tapes, a pack, maybe two or three. It depends. It depends on you. Just have that up on deck. So if something were to happen, you can be able to safely, bandage your wound up in a great manner. Okay. Hey, this was something so nice that a blogger said that you should have, and I couldn't totally agree with them more. So I'm like, you know what? This is a great tool to have on deck. So I'm definitely going to invest up in that. And this is disposable skin staplers. Yes, if you cut yourself, you have deep wound, you don't really know how to stitch up a wound. Hey, it's good that because I know I can definitely staple you. You know, I might don't know how to stitch you up, but if I got a staple up on deck, I could definitely staple you up. Okay, so it's good to have it. These are already sterilized, and these like kind of like detergent, so you can just staple them up. Okay, so this is a great tool to have up on deck. Okay, push come to shove, something major happened and you just can't get to the hospital. Okay, these are great to have. Some blood stoppers, this hat with clot blood, or they actually got the clotting one. This hat stops the blood, especially if you have a deep cut. This can actually have saved your life. So this is just great to have. Okay, this is just great to have up in your household. Okay, if anything major were to happen, okay, and you can't get out there to get the things that you need. Okay, another great thing to have is gauze rolls. Okay, because sometimes it might be so deep you might have to roll it up, and you need some gauze. Gauze rolls. So this is a great product to have within your house. Okay, just to make sure that you is safely secure, and you like got everything that you might need. Also keep alcohol and peroxide on deck up in your household because that's just great to have. I naturally keep a lot of peroxide because I use it. It just helps out with so many great things. Like I put peroxide in my bathtub. I goggle with peroxide. Like peroxide is just so awesome to have upon that, and it actually helps a lot because my dentist, because I literally just got all my teeth pulled out. I'm getting dental implant, and he be so amazed how fast my mouth has healed, and I be want to tell him like it's the peroxide. Like it's the peroxide. I goggle it, and it just cleans everything, and it makes the heal so fast. And I know that because I had tooth infections, and I put the peroxide in instantly. So it's just great to have it on that. Okay. Something else you might want to have a water filter. Yeah, you might want to have a water filter, and this hold about 10 cups. You can get up out of this picture. So this hat with mercury, lead, and with everything with what's going on with the chemicals and especially everything that's happened up in California. And you just might want to have one of these in your household. And guess what? Us is great for it because while you can be stacking up upon your water, you could be using your water filter as your everyday water. That way you can actually stack up upon your cases of water, and you can also be saving money. You can be multitasking, and you can have enough to store while you using the tap water and just cleaning and just filtering it out, and you can just be saving so much upon that aspect. Another thing we have is cooking or filter. Okay, so this is great to have because we know that everything is have a shortage upon the flour, the rice, and the oil and the cooking oil. So normally, me myself, I had to invest in an oil filter because normally once I use cooking oil, I use it at one time. I put it in can and throw it out. I don't use it again. I don't use it twice. But I'm like, you know what? I have to get a little bit old school and I have to be saving my money up on my oil so you can at least use it 2 to 3 times. You can just filter it out and use it like 2 to 3 times where you can be saving up on your oil and not being wasteful. So you want to save as much as possible. Okay. Another great thing that you must have within your household is some oil lamp. Yes, I know oil lamp. Because guess what? 5 ml up in a oil lamp lasts for 15 hours. During the day, in case any disasters were to happen or anything were to happen with the electricity, you have light throughout the daytime, so you're pretty fine. But at nighttime, it will last you for the whole half of the day at night, so you will be covered. So it's good just to have some oil, lamp, some lamp oil, some lamp oil on deck just to prepare you, okay? Any disastrous situation. You know, it's awesome. It's all about being prepared, preparation, and getting organized. Getting organized. Like I know my kids, they was kind of like mad because I'm like, because I be like watching other bloggers and like YouTubers, just their point of view, and they was like, eventually, we might have to go back to the old days if like everything run out. We might have to learn how to hunt for your own food. And one of the things that meats that they were saying was rabbits. I'm like, oh, look, guys, we got these rabbits. We may have to eat them. So they was like real mad. Like my daughter, like, I'm gonna free the rabbits if you try to kill them and eat them. I'm like, listen, I'm not saying like this is what's gonna happen. I'm like, but you just never know up in the future because you can literally rabbits have babies. That's why rabbits are fertile. The Easter bunny eggs because they literally are very fruitful and they like literally have babies so much. They have babies every 30 to 35 days. They can have babies. So I'm like, well, we might just have to, breed them, especially, I learned how to breed them now. And I'm like, we might just have to just start breeding rabbits and, have to sell them. We can sell them, you just never know, just ways to, survive. They're like, oh my God, well, but you just never know. So, everything, it's just a way of how you literally have to start thinking just to get up in alignment and survive. Another thing, farm stands. Farm stands are so awesome because I keep saying like most people have farms. They have houses where they can plant their vegetables. Everybody don't have houses. Not stand up in a house, they stand up in an apartment. So farm stands are great because you can put it up on your balcony, your patio, your backyard. Have somewhere space, or if you just have a fully concrete, backyard. Farm stand. You can even bring them up in your house if you don't have a balcony or patio. And I think it's so great because that's still a way for us to tap into gardening and plant at least our own um plants and fruits. So I think that's so awesome where you can still grow your own plants and fruits and still just at least have that on hand and becoming self sufficient up in that area. Okay. So that's just something to really think about with the farm stands or something like the farm stands. And you can bring it up in the lights. James, cut off that water in there. Farm stands, and then you can have the lights up in there. See, when I just did this for a whole hour, I didn't have not one of my kids messing with me or doing no exercise. So it was like smooth and easy. Yeah, so I mean, just do whatever you can. You know, just try to get out there and buy a little extra food each time you go out. Okay, buy a little extra food when you go out. Try to cut back up on habits that you really don't need during these times, where you can start putting into things that you really might need. For this food shortage. One thing that caught my eye is a lot of states like Ohio, Iowa, they are very low at their food stores. People be calling in up on other bloggers right now, and this is what they saying. They are very low. They have a shortage right now. Wisconsin, this is something major, right? Wisconsin, they major food pantry that feed everyone up in Wisconsin is shutting down. They don't have the food to give to their consumers, right? And guess what? It's going to hurt a lot of people because a lot of people literally live off food pantry food. That's how they live. That's how they able to eat. That's how they able to feed themselves is with food pantry. But now up in Wisconsin, they shutting down. So this is fit to be a nationwide issue. So if you feeling like, well, my store is stocking, this not gonna happen to us, it's crazy. Stock up on your food. Prepare, get organized, get into alignment. Do what you have to do to be covered, right? Do what you have to do. And I know some of you might be thinking, well, my God, all I need is God. I don't need to do this. I don't have to do all that. God's going to cover me. God says prayer without works is in vain. It is invalid. It doesn't mean anything. So if God giving you the tools, He's giving you the seed. Maybe you might come across this and it might hit your spirit in some way. Like, man, I need to go do it. But you still fighting against it and doing a totally opposite, right? He's not gonna cover you. But when God cover you is when you actually put the work up in to be covered. Okay, so once this storm hit or whatever to come, you organize. You have been in alignment. You did what you needed to do to be covered. And once the storm happened, you can ride and be at peace. You could be very protected. You could be covered. I'm sorry, y'all. I told y'all, I literally was upon her for a whole hour. I just been filming. So my legs numb. Okay. So, yeah. So you can be very, uh, um, so you can do all that, but prayer without works is nothing. God say be covered. If you like, oh, all I got is $100. I don't want to spend my last $100. God say, you take one step, I'm gonna take two. He will multiply you. When you do what God tell you to do, when you are obedient to His word, He naturally make you fruitful. He naturally will create other blessings to happen up in your life. So those things that you worry about, He will send somebody else to bless. It will come in some form. Trust me, that's when you'll be in spiritual alignment and you covered. Okay, what are you gonna do? God chose the ones put the cross upon their door. They put the blood of Christ upon their door, and they was covered. They was organized. And once the storm hit, once all the disasters and the diseases and all the turmoil that came over the land, they didn't feel it because they put the cross upon their door. They became organized, and they knew that during this time they wouldn't feel a thing because they was covered. So what you gonna do to prepare yourself? Prepare yourself. Do it. If it's upon your heart, do it. Don't worry about the ifs or the whats. Do what God tell you to do. And I promise you, the money that you plan up in there, you're gonna get 10 times more. I was doing that at first, but then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be obedient. God keep manifesting me to do a little more. Every time I invest in the things that I need to do, I be kind of fearful. No, I'm not fit to put my little money that I got up on it. And then I get convicted. I say, you right, God. Whatever I spend, God, give it to me 10 times more. God, keep manifesting me. As I do your will, I know you got me covered. I trust your word. I'm going to be obedient during this time. I'm going to be obedient during this time. Because ultimately, I want a little more. So I'm doing what I got to do little by little to become, I'm not full yet, but I want to become full. So anything I have over my fullness, I can be able to give because I want to be able to have others. No, I'm not saying I can have everybody, but I want to be able to have those who I can. Now, if you the type of person, you know what's happening. You feel up in your spirit that this is happening, but you doing absolutely nothing to prepare what's gonna happen. And you just literally like, well, I'm gonna go to such and such if this happens. I'm a go here if this happens. But you was able to help yourself. You can't feel bad for nobody. For ultimately, you want to be self-sufficient. You don't want to just assume that a person is going to help you. You don't want to just assume that this will fall into your lap, right? And the best piece of being covered and protected is when you know you prep. Preparation is key, and you got organized for it. So once this hit, you won't feel it. You will be at peace. You don't have to be dealing with no anxiety, no frantic, no oh my God. Only those who didn't get organized or prepared, those gonna be the people who just frantic and going crazy. But if you got organized way before the hit, you're gonna be at peace. It's gonna be like this. It never hits you because you are organized. And God said He's going to protect His chosen ones. Okay, so just know that you is covered. You is protected from your head to your toe. God got you in all aspects. Okay, whatever God put up in your heart, you do it. Follow it. No, be obedient. Like when I see something and it hit my soul, wow, I'm gonna go get it. I might think, well, I'm not going to spend my money. No, go get it. Go get it because I would never think it if God didn't want me to go out there and go get it. He wanted drew that to me. He wanted to let me be up in alignment to receive that message, that information. If I wasn't supposed to be obedient to do it, then God would multiply me a little bit more to get all the things I need. And guess what I'm doing? Ultimately, by me being obedient and disciplined, I'm now being able to feel safe and secure and organized once it happens. I'm learning all the things I might need. He might draw this person to tell me to go get something that I might have not even thought about getting. Wow. Now I can go get it. Save your money. Become very fruitful. Um, a pack of noodles, $3 for 12 packs. They can eat off that. Told y'all about the sloppy joes, 2 cans, 77 cents. A pack of meat, $5. That's a $7 meal. Feed a good 4 to 5 people. The salmon and rice, 2 cups of that. Feed a good 4 to 5 people. Just start thinking smart. Cook at home. Grilled cheese, $2 backpack of cheese. A loaf of 99-cent bread. They don't want much. They just got to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Just start thinking smart. Right? Just start thinking smart and stock it up on things that if push comes to shove, this is what I need. A family of 1 or 2. I don't expect you to have all this stuff. I have a family of 4. And I want to become full. I'm not full yet. But I'm being obedient to start my prep and to get organized. So once this hit, I won't feel it. And I want God to bless me where I can be able to help those who want to have an overflow, right? I want to have a overflow of what I start. Where if somebody who really need it, I can be able to give it. If God put them upon my heart to do so. Okay? So I love you all. Stay pretty tuned. Don't forget to like and share. And just remember, God got you. Put that cross up on your door. Get organized. Because guess what? God is bigger than government. Anything that's happening right now, our God is bigger. Get organized, get prepared. So once this storm hit, you won't fear. It's just gonna pass you back. It's not gonna hit the household, okay? I love y'all. Stay pretty tuned. I send y'all peace, love, and hate. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Take care.